Good evening. My name is Teresa Agonia. I'm Deputy Chief of Staff for Mayor Elorza. Just a couple of quick pointers before we bring up Mayor Elorza. If anyone is in need of Spanish translation, we have translation equipment up here. I'm trying to see where's Alex? Where's Alex?
I can say.
Can you translate that, please?
Tenemos servicios de interpretación. Si alguna persona necesita servicio de interpretación para español e inglés, estoy disponible.
We also have an opportunity if folks have questions. We have index cards here. If anyone feels that they have a question during the presentation, please raise your hand. We have a number of staff that can come to you with a pen and an index card and take that for the question and answer portion at the end. Thank you. And with that, I'll introduce Mayor Elorza.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and let me just jump right into it because we have a lot of information to share, and I'm sure that folks have a lot of questions, and I want to make as much time for all of that. So first of all, thank you everyone for being part of this conversation and for being here today. There are a number of issues really important in the city, and this is also one of those tremendously important one for the city of Providence, as we'll get to in just a moment. I want to thank members of the City Council and other elected officials who are here today. Thank you, President Matos, for joining us. Thank you. Councilman President Pro Tem, Michael Correa. And we also have Councilman Jim Taylor. Thank you very much for being here. And from this neighborhood, I also want to recognize Representative Scott Slater. So thanks for joining us. And to all the community leaders and residents, we really appreciate your participation. So I'm going to do a brief introduction into this presentation, and then I'm going to hand it over to two of my staff members who are going to lead us through the presentation, and I'll be here throughout, and we're here to answer any questions you might have. So we have a major challenge before us, and this is an issue that wasn't created overnight. It's not going to be solved overnight. And also, it's an issue, frankly, that dates back at a couple of decades, really like 25, 30 years. And the truth is that we can keep going along over the next maybe 4, 5, 6 years. No one knows exactly how long. But the longer that we push this off, the more difficult and the more costly it's going to be for us to do something about it in the future. And what we want to do is we want to raise attention right now while we're in a position that we actually can do something about it, so that we don't suffer the situation years from now where we have limited options. As it stands, there is no ideal solution to this. There is no magic bullet that easily turns it all around. Now we're in a situation where there is no ideal solution. It's really choosing what's the best solution available to us from all of those that are there. So we have to be practical, we have to be pragmatic. But I hope to convince you collectively through this presentation and through the conversation that we have to do something. Hopefully we all walk out of this conversation convinced that yes, the city has to take action. And so then the next question becomes, well, what is it that we're going to do? I've proposed, and we'll be laying out the details behind this proposal, to monetize the water supply company. Now, you can disagree with that, and it's a plan that we have put out there in good faith, a good, honest, earnest solution. And so, you can disagree with that. We want to hear your feedback, we want to hear your thoughts. But if we all walk out of here believing that we have to do something, then I hope we all walk out of here with at least a better understanding of what it is that we need to do. So we need to be solutions-oriented in the steps that we take. This is an issue that, since it's so weighty, we want to involve the entire Providence community. We want to hear from you. We want to take all of your feedback into consideration. And we want to take all of that to make sure that our plan going forward, whatever it turns out being, is as strong and as good as possible. There's been a lot of serious deliberation and consideration that has gone into this, not just by me and my administration, but it's also been by all of the actors involved, including previous administrations that have also proposed very similar solutions. So certainly it's not something that we take lightly. Our city right now is doing well. In fact, it's doing better than we had in a very, very long time. But we can be doing better. In fact, we can be doing much, much better. We all care about these core issues to the cities, such as strengthening our business community and our neighborhoods, unlocking the potential of our students, investing in our school buildings, fixing our roads, sidewalks, and bridges, and doing all of this without dramatic tax increases. The time has come for us to do something and to make a big decision. So I thank you all once again for being a part of this conversation. I look forward to hearing your feedback and your questions, and I look forward to the ongoing conversation so that we're not sitting here 10 years from now saying to ourselves, I wish we had done something 10 years ago. So with that, I'll hand the presentation over to two folks who will be giving the presentation.